This was 100% not the draft that I wanted. Alright guys, get right into it. You already know the vibes. It's Monday morning, so happy Monday to everybody out there, except for those weirdos that choose to root for the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos. But everybody else, man, salute to y'all. Hopefully your week starts well. Hopefully your work week starts well, and you're getting to the money right now. Alright, so we just had the draft this weekend. I'm here to give you my little recap, my little rundown, my little 2 cents that ain't nobody asked for, but I'm going to give it to you anyway and tell you my thoughts on this draft. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is 100% not the draft that I wanted. This was not the draft that I wanted. This was 100% not the draft that I wanted. But let's make no mistake, this is 1000% the type of draft that we needed, that I needed, that the Raiders needed, that the fan base needed, that the franchise needed. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The Raiders didn't go out there and pick guys that we ranked in PFF, that we ranked in PFN, that we had in our mock drafts. The Raiders don't give a damn about that at this point. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. All right, because they're not listening to all the noise out there on all the experts grading this guy and grading that guy. They have a system, they have a culture, they have a philosophy when it comes to drafting, and they stuck to it, and that's why we got the kind of guys that we got. And we didn't get those boomer bust guys that we usually get in the past where so much is riding on that pick being right. I feel like we went for straight best player for the best value, and that's what I really loved about this draft. So in the beginning, when we're drafting players, I had to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm just not conditioned to see this franchise make the right decisions. I'm just not conditioned to see this franchise do things the right way. So at first I was a little taken back by the people we were selecting. Then I had to sit back and catch myself and say, you know what? This is a brand new culture. This is a brand new day and age in the Raiders franchise. So I started to actually love and appreciate the value that the Raiders were getting. Now, when you talk about the first pick that they had in round 3, because you know we didn't pick for a long time, you talk about at the 86th pick when you go and get guard Dylan Parham out of Memphis, you're looking at a guy who's probably going to play a lot. You're looking at a guy that's probably going to play a lot in his first year. So when you talk about the value that you're getting at 86, well, damn, we have a potential starter that we got at 86. Well, damn, we got a damn near borderline starter last year at 17. So you see what I mean when I say the value, right? So I just think the Raiders were making good jobs, so when you're making good picks. So when you talk about the selection of Dylan Parham from Memphis, I'm going to give that an A. I'm going to absolutely give that an A grade. All right, when you think about the 4th round pick they had in Zamir White, the running back out of Georgia, again, you didn't pick up the 5th-year option for Josh Jacobs. You're talking about a guy in Josh Jacobs that hasn't been totally healthy every year. And I don't mean healthy as far as missing games, but even when he was playing, he just wasn't healthy. And you're talking about a running back by committee, which the Patriots way usually found success with. I like this pick as well because you're talking about a guy that's over 6 feet tall, talking about a guy that's over 215 pounds, and you're talking about a guy that runs a 4.4 40. So not only can he run through your face, he's going to run by your face as well. So I love that pick as well. I'm going to give that grade. I'm going to grade that pick an A as well because I just feel like that was something that we needed in that department, right? You need to get a big running back that you can have for the foreseeable future, which in running back terms only 3 or 4 years, and Josh Jacobs is already 4 years in. So I like that pick. Now, when you talk about our second 4th round pick, Neil Farrell Jr., I mean, Lord have mercy. This is another guy that I think has potential to be almost 90% of the snaps this year. Like, this is a guy that's going to play. Talking about a defensive tackle from LSU, big guy, good hands, strong at the point of attack, and is perfect for run-stopping defenses. When you're talking about running a 3-4 and a 4-2-5, you got to have a nose guard that can either two-gap or just be able to destroy his gap and destroy the center, not get washed down, right? Not get Ted blocked, and be able to stop the run. He also has upside as a pass rusher as well. So I just think that was a great pick. When you go to round 5 and talk about Matthew Butler, another defensive tackle from Tennessee, this is also a guy that I think has great upside, great potential. And if you're working with a great coaching staff, this is a guy that you add to that defensive line that gives you a little bit of youth there. Now you got 2 young defensive tackles. 2 young defensive tackles there that can be there for the foreseeable future, getting better and better with the rest of our young defense. Our corners are young. Our safeties are young. Our linebackers are going to be young. Like, so when you talk about Max Crosby being on there, like the anchor of that defense, you're adding youth next to him, and he's already young. So I just feel like that was a great grade. A great selection. I'm going to give that a B+. Now, round 7 to me is where it's like, okay, I don't know what we're going to get here. We're going to just throw some darts at the board and see what sticks. But then you went and got Mumford Jr. from Ohio State, excuse me. I said it wrong because damn, I'm a Michigan fan and I hate those damn Buckeyes. They smell like shit to me. But You're bringing a guy who has potential to be a starter. You have potential to be a starter, and it's not a starter, significant snaps. Like, this is a guy that's going to play on the offensive line, which our offensive line was not depleted, but it was definitely questions, and it was doubtful, and it was suspect, and you're adding 2 pieces to the offensive line, and you know me. I'm a Derek Carr guy. I'm a running game guy. I'm going to give the quarterback time type of guy so he can throw the ball downfield type of guy. You know that's the type of time I'm on. So I always like bolstering up the offensive line. You got to get the trenches right. So I think that this was another great pick. I'm going to give that pick an A as well. Now, and I'm not grading the players necessarily. I'm grading the selection, where you got the players, what the players can do for this team. So when you fast forward a little bit, you take the last pick of the draft and you went and got Brighton Brown. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name, but you got another good running back, another solid running back. Now, this was the only pick that I'm not going to give an A or a B plus to. I'm just going to give a B minus grade to this grade because we already had a running back and we have a few running backs, but the talent is there. The potential is there. The two-headed monster now can be Zamir White and Brown, right? That could be a potential two-headed monster in years to come. So I don't necessarily give this grade an A. I don't give it a B plus. I'm going to give it a B minus. I don't hate it, but I felt like we might have been able to go somewhere else with that. But when you're talking about getting good players and you're talking about there being a need for running backs in camp, I mean, you're going to go to camp with 6, 7, 8 running backs anyway. So why not take one in the draft that you think is a really good player? So I respect what they did. I gave that a B minus. The overall draft grade for me is going to be an A. To me, it's just an A grade because the value of where we selected the players is what I really like. And like I said, this wasn't a draft I wanted, but it was absolutely a draft that we needed for this team and in the direction we're trying to go right now. And I couldn't be happier about it. Like, yeah, I saw some players on the board falling and I thought the Raiders could go up and grab, but at the end of the day, they had a job to do. They stuck to their philosophy. They stuck to the task at hand. And in previous years, that has always worked over there in New England. So look, I'm going to sit back, give it a good grade, and see what happens, right? Because we usually pick players that are like do or die. They got to be really good day one. We're picking guys that might be developmental pieces, but when you're talking about the earliest guy we got was in round 3, doesn't seem that bad to me, man. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this draft. What are the grades you gave certain players? And do you think that Ziegler and McDaniels lived up to the hype on their draft status and their draft philosophies? Get down in the comments and let me know. If you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel. If you like this particular video, well, damn, like the video. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. And until the next time, as always, Raider Honcho out.